Life is pain. I wake up every morning, I'm in pain. I go to work in pain. You know how many times I wanted to just give up? How many times I've thought about ending it?
A lot of men don't have these conversations. They suffer in silence, especially being a provider, especially when you're a provider, because you taught that you gotta do this. And I meet so many men in the gym that are depressed. And they tell me, man, Kevin, what did you do? I tell them I started learning to love the stranger that was once myself.
Pick up your damn suffering and bear it. And try to be a good person so you don't make it worse.
People say time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. Choice heals all wounds. Because you can go through life and still have bitterness and anger. Time passed. You ain't healed yet. That's a choice.
Bro, fuck it. You know, this is what it is, bro. There ain't no fucking, you're crying for help, bro. Ain't nobody coming. Nobody comes, bro. Yeah, bro, I wish somebody would have fucking came. Nobody fucking came.
You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world because that's where you find yourself.
The way to deal with suffering is not to avoid it or to circumvent it with a shallow hedonism, but to face it intensely, head on, and voluntarily in its full manifestation.
No, you have to hit rock bottom. That's the way up. Yeah, rock bottom is beautiful. The struggle of coming back is beautiful. That struggle, it's hard. It doesn't appear like it's beautiful while you're going through it, but it's you're being tested, and without a test, there's no testimony.
When you see people bear their suffering nobly, and then when you see people take on more responsibility and decide that they're going to aim up and confront their suffering honestly and forthrightly, that their lives get better and the lives of people around them get better too. And so that's very strange as well, because it also means that the pathway to less suffering is through suffering.
Ever heard the metaphor of the buffalo and the cows?
No, please share.
Buffalo and cows, they can both sense when a storm is coming. And cows, they take off running away. Buffalo, they sense the storm and they run right at it. They run right into the storm. And I compare that to trauma. We're just creating a generation of cows where we're making it okay for us. We just let them run away from it and not deal with it. And the cool thing is cows, as they're running away from the storm, they get tired. The storm catches up with the cows and the cows keep running. They don't stop. If they stop, let the storm pass. No, they just run with
stay in the storm.
So they're in this misery and shame and guilt. They're in this way longer than they have to be. The buffalo, they run into the storm and it's terrifying. But once you get past that first initial scare, that fear, and you get in the storm and then the storm passes, then they're happy and they're rested, and then they can enjoy what the storm gave them, the water and the grass and all that stuff.
We need adversity. We need difficulty, we need struggle, you need a weight to carry. And if you don't have any of this, you do not get your character tested, you do not advance in your own perception of who you are in this world.
Tired, you get me? Like right now, I'm reinventing myself. One of the greatest moments of my life right now, bro, because I've been giving to others, now I'm giving to myself. I've given all my energy, and I've seen what you guys do to my energy. I've seen when I put my heart and soul, I see how you guys fucking feel about that. And fuck you. Fuck you for not respecting my heart and soul. Fuck you for not respecting that I fucking fasted for fucking 6 months. My body, I fucking lost weight, deprived myself, right? And if you don't respect it, fuck you. I'm done, baby. This is all me right here. I want all my energy for myself now. And what can I create? I don't know. But I'm about to find out.
There's going to be terrible darkness in your life, and it's going to make you cynical and bitter. And it could easily be that you're just not looking at it enough, because if you looked at it enough and you didn't shy away and you brought everything you had to bear on it, you'd find that there was more to you than there was to the horror.
Bad times show you who are the great people in your life.
think back to your toughest times, your worst times, when everything was going wrong, when things were falling apart. Who were those people that stood by you, that called you, that messaged you?
Showing weakness can be a strength too.
Not weakness, vulnerability. That's a whole different thing. To admit to the fact that you're vulnerable, that's a form of courage. That's not a form of weakness. But that leads you to take whatever steps are necessary to deal with that properly. It isn't some facade that you're invulnerable. No one is invulnerable by any stretch of the imagination. And to stand up and face that is the best route that you have.
Actually recently just got into it with my dad, and
so what you need to do when you leave here, just call him and tell him you love him. That's it. Nothing to talk about.
Oh.
Doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. Dad, I love you and I respect you and I'll see you when I get home. Because one of the biggest mistakes I made, and I talked about this the last 2 years, is because I work a lot, so it's easy to go, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. So one day I get a call, my sister's no longer with us. So I'm already down, from that. And then I get another call, hey man, Kobe Bryant just passed away. And all I had to do was pick up the phone and say, hey, I miss you. Hey, I love you. Hey, what you doing? So after we get off this, don't go hang with these guys. Go in the back room, call your father and say, Dad, I love you.
Depression is your body saying, fuck you, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me. Deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play.
You trust people because you're courageous. That's why. It's the same reason that you're grateful. It's a mark of courage. It's a mark of commitment. It's like you and I, we're going to make an agreement, and you're full of snakes, and so am I. And there's lots of ways this can go sideways. But we're going to put together an agreement. We're going to articulate it out. We're going to try to find something that is of mutual benefit to both of us. We're going to put our hands out and shake, and we're going to try to stick to that. And we're going to risk trusting each other, right? It's a risk. I don't think that there is any other natural resource than trust. And for trust, you need courage, not naive.
Every healthy relationship with somebody else, it starts with a healthy relationship with yourself, right? So if you don't respect yourself, and if you don't value your own thoughts and well-being and health, you're never going to be able to set the boundaries. You're just going to tolerate poor treatment from others because you're going to think it's justified. So, people tend to have it backwards. They think like, if I can just find a great relationship, then I'll feel great about myself. But that's just, it's a recipe for disaster. Like, you got to get straight with yourself. And then once you're straight with yourself, that enables you to have that healthy relationship, to be able to share it with somebody else.